students, good morning and welcome to the new episode of our English class. In the previous class, we discussed about our sixth lesson, that is Hey Thee Out with the Gods. What is the title of our sixth lesson? Hey Thee Out with the Gods. That is the title of our lesson. In this lesson, we found that what is the name of the girl? Hey Thee is a little girl and she is now with her grandfather, who is residing or staying in the mountain ranges, Himalayan mountain ranges, and she is here to spend her vacation. She is here to spend her vacation. And one fine morning, she heard a loud sound, and then she woke up. And at first, she couldn't recognize where she is. Then, on hearing the loud voice or deep voice of her grandfather, she understood that she is staying in the mountain ranges, and she is in all excitement. And she got up from her sleep and came down the ladder, and then she finds Peter standing there with his flock of sheep, and her grandfather asked her whether she is going with Peter and the gods to the mountain ranges. Then she is full excitement. She said that, "Ready, grandfather, I am ready to go." Then the grandfather advised her to go and take a bath and clean herself, and after that she can go with the Peter. Then she suddenly went towards the water tub, and then after cleaning herself or scrubbing herself, she is ready for going. Then grandfather called Peter inside the hut. They are living in a hut, and the grandfather called him out inside the hut and asked him to open his meager meal bag. He is having a meager meal bag. Then grandfather put a large piece of bread and the same quantity of cheese inside the bag for Hey Thee. Then Peter thought that this is for a little girl and I have only the half portion of the bread and cheese. I will read the first part once more. You please listen to the text. Hey Thee got up the next morning to the sound of a loud whistle. The golden rays of the sun made everything in the hut look golden. She recollected where she was when she heard her grandfather's deep voice. She had come to stay with him on the mountains. Hey Thee jumped out of bed and changed quickly. She climbed down the ladder and ran outside. Peter was there with his flock of goats, and the grandfather was bringing two of his goats from the shed. She ran and wished them all good morning. "Do you want to go with them to the mountain?" asked her grandfather. Hey Thee jumped up in joy and said, "Yes, but wash and tidy yourself first. The bright sun overhead will laugh if you remain dirty. See, I have made everything ready for you." Hey Thee ran to the large tub of water. She scrubbed herself clean. Meanwhile, grandfather called Peter inside and told him to open his meager meal bag. "Open it," said the old man. He put into it a large piece of bread and an equally large piece of cheese. They were double the size of Peter's. His eyes widened at their size. They were for Hey Thee to eat. He then said to Peter, "Hey Thee cannot drink the milk directly from the God as you do. Take a bowl and see to it that she drinks 2 full bowls of milk. Take care of her. She should not hurt herself on the rocks." Hey Thee was ready. Grandfather said to Hey Thee, "When you come back, go right into the tub for if you run about like a god, you will get your feet dirty." Both set out along with the lively goats. The goats were very lively. The goats ran in all directions. Peter followed them, whistling and calling, swinging his stick to keep them together. Hey Thee, surrounded by flowers, picked the meaning on her way. Peter said to Hey Thee, "Don't fall over the rocks. Your grandfather has asked me to take care of you. We have a long way to go on the topmost peak, an old bed of clay, sits and cords." They both climbed some distance and Peter put his bag down and stretched himself on the ground to sleep. Hey Thee sat beside him, enjoying the beauty and the stillness of the peak. The clouds seemed to have faces like their friends. Suddenly she heard a loud harsh cry overhead. Looking up, she saw a bird larger than any she had ever seen. She had seen before. It wheeled round and round, wings spread in wide circle uttering a shrill cry. Peter, Peter, wake up! She cried aloud. The great bird is here. Look! Peter watched it as it flew higher and higher before disappearing behind the mountain head. Peter now called the gods. He ran among them, entering to see them nibble the juicy stems. Peter took out his sleeve and laid it open. He milked the god about it. Heidi shared her meal with Peter, which made him happy. Heidi wanted to know the names of the god. Heidi wanted to know the names of the god. Peter knew them by heart. Turk had bighorns always ready to fight. Heidi is a newcomer and she wanted to know the names of the gods. There are so many gods are there with Peter, and her grandfather gave Peter, and she wanted to know the names of the god. But Peter knows them personally. That means that Peter is always spending time with these gods, so he knows them personally and by heart. She knows them by heart. That means he knows them very well. Turk had bighorns always ready to fight. Who is the first god? Turk. The first god is Turk. And what is the speciality of Turk? It had big horns. Turk had big horns and it is always ready for fighting. The big horns and the Turk is always ready for fighting, ready to fight. Turk had big horns always ready to fight. Greenfinch was slender, agile and dexterous. Next one is Greenfinch. Green, green, F-I-N-C-H. Greenfinch is the second one and it is dexterous, agile and it is physically very able. It is physically very able. It can move its body in all directions. That is agile, dexterous and white snowflake has delicate and plain teeth. Then next one is white snowflake. Next god is white snowflake. White snowflake, S-N-O-W-F-L-A-K, snowflake, white snowflake. The first one is Turk, the second one is Greenfinch, and the third one is white snowflake. It is very delicate. Delicate means delicate and plain, which made Heidi put her arms around her. It is very delicate. It is very agile and it is very tender. Delicate means tender. It is very tender. So we have to tame it. We have to tame it. Even to injury, that means tender. It is very soft and it look very friendly. It look very friendly. And so what did Heidi do? Heidi put her arms around her. Heidi put her arms around which god? The white snowflake. White snowflake is a god. It is very tender and delicate. So Heidi put her arms around its neck. All of a sudden, Peter has gone hastily after the gods. All of a sudden means suddenly. All of a sudden means at once. All of a sudden. All of a sudden, what did Peter do? Peter ran hastily. Hastily means fastly. H-A-S-T-I-L-Y. H-A-S-T-I-L-Y. Hastily. Hastily means in a haste. In a haste means at once. Peter ran at once after the gods. Heidi followed him. What did Heidi do? She followed him. Whom? Peter. Peter ran fastly behind the god, and then who followed him? Heidi followed him. F-O-L-L-O-W-E-D. Followed. F-O-L-L-O-W-E-D. Who followed? Peter ran hastily after the god, and then Heidi followed him. Heidi followed him. Something was amiss. Amiss means something was there may be a problem. Something was confused. Something was arisen. A problem was arisen. Amiss. A-M-I-S-S. Amiss. A-M-I-S-S. Amiss. Something has amiss. And he had caught sight of inquisitive Greenfinch leaping in a direction. Inquisitive. What is the meaning of inquisitive? That means it is suddenly going to fall. Greenfinch leaping. Leaping means kudichu chaduga. Leaping. L-E-A-P-I-N-G. Leaping. L-E-A-P-I-N-G. Leaping. He had caught sight of inquisitive Greenfinch leaping in the direction That means it was they were high above the they were high from the ground. They were far high from the ground. Now one god, who is that god? Greenfinch. It is going to leap down. It is going to leap down to the depth. To the depth. Deep. Depth means deep. Great. So deep. That is depth. Deep. Depth. D-E-P-T-H. Depth. Below, leaping in the direction where the rocks fell to great depth below. It is leaping to a place which is place from which the rock fell into deep depth. The rock fell into great depth below. Peter leaped just in time to seize one of her hind leg. What did Peter do? Peter leaped. He also leaped after the greenfinch. Peter also leaped. Greenfinch was leaping into a great depth. Then Peter followed him and catch hold of the hind foot. Hind foot means back foot. H-I-N-D. Hind means back. H-I-N-D. Hind means back legs. That means he catches, he seizes. Seizes means S-E-I-Z-E. Seize means catch by using force. Catch using force is seizing. S-E-I-Z-E. Seize. S-E-I-Z-E. Seize means catch using force. He leaped at the back of leap behind the greenfinch and he catch hold of seized the hind leg. Hind leg means back leg of greenfinch. Peter leaped just in time. That means it was the correct time. Just in time to seize one of her hind legs. Greenfinch struggled to free herself. What did Greenfinch do? Greenfinch did not know the danger of leaping from there. There is a great danger in leaping from that position or that place. Greenfinch did not know the danger about it. So, it struggled to free himself. S-T-R-U-G-G-L-E-D. Struggled. S-T-R-U-G-G-L-E-D. Struggled means tried hard. S-T-R-U-G-G-L-E-D. What did Greenfinch do? When Peter sees the hind leg, Greenfinch struggled hard. That means tried hard to free himself from Peter. Struggled to free herself. It is a female god, Greenfinch. One of her hind legs. Greenfinch struggled to free herself. What did Greenfinch do? Greenfinch leaped to a great depth and then Peter followed her and Peter catch hold of his hind leg. Hind leg means back leg. H-I-N-D-L-E-G. Hind leg means back leg. Then Greenfinch struggled to free herself from Peter. Heidi sensed the delicate situation and the danger. Then, on seeing the situation, Heidi understood the delicate situation, the importance or the suffering of this situation. Heidi understood what happened in this situation. Heidi understood sense means understood the delicate situation and the danger. The danger when what will happen if Greenfinch fall from there? What will happen if Greenfinch fall from there? Both for Peter and the god. If the god fall from there, Peter will also jump to that situation, jump to that place. And she quickly gathered a bunch of sweet-smelling leaves and then holding them under Greenfinch's nose, said coaxingly, "Come, Greenfinch, do not be naughty." What did God eat? Gods eat tender leaves and delicate, soft shoots and tender, soft stem and tender leaves. God eat tender leaves and the stems, delicate or tender or soft stems. Here, on understanding the dangerous situation or understanding what happened and what may happen to Peter and Greenfinch if they fall from there, what did Heidi do? Heidi gathered a bunch of sweet smelling leaves. That means the most loved leaf by the gods. Some leaves are most loved by the gods. They liked the leaves very much. Heidi collected. Gathered means collected. G-A-T-H-E-R-E-D. G-A-T-H-E-R-E-D. Gathered. What is the meaning of gathered? Collected. Gathered means collected. Heidi collected some leaves and smelled it to greenfinch. Leaves and then holding them under greenfinch's nose for smelling. Greenfinch's nose showed that leaf to greenfinch and said coaxingly. Heidi said coaxingly, affectionately, "Come, greenfinch, do not be naughty. Come on, greenfinch, eat these leaves. Don't be naughty. You don't jump away from here. You don't jump to great depth. Come, greenfinch, do not be naughty." The goat turned towards her and returned to safety. Then, on seeing the leaves, on seeing the delicate leaves, what did greenfinch do? Greenfinch turned towards Heidi and walked so safely towards her. Heidi shielded her from Peter when he lifted his stick. After saving greenfinch from danger, Peter became very angry. Because he understood very well, or he knows very well the danger of that situation. He knows very well the danger and he wanted to beat. He raised his stick to beat greenfinch. He raised his stick forward to beat greenfinch for doing this naughtiness, doing this action. For then Heidi shielded her from Peter. In our house, we know that when mother come to beat you, what will grandmothers or grandparents do? Grandfathers do? They will shield you. Shield means protected. S-H-I-E-L-D-E-D. Shielded, protected. S-H-I-E-L-D-E-D. Shielded. S-H-I-E-L-D-E-D. Shielded. Act as a shield. Heidi shielded the gods from Peter. Heidi shielded. When your mother come to beat you for your naughtiness or you are doing any mischief, your mother will come to beat you. Then your grandparents will come to protect you. They will act as a shield. They will hide you behind them. Like that, here when Peter became angry, Peter raised his stick to beat greenfinch. What did Heidi do? Heidi shielded greenfinch. Heidi shielded greenfinch or protected greenfinch from Peter. Heidi shielded her from Peter when he lifted his stick. Peter promised not to hit her only if Heidi would give him more cheese from her meal the next day. What did Peter do? Peter told Heidi. Peter asked Heidi, "Can you give me your cheese on next day? Can you share your cheese with me on next day? Then I will not hit greenfinch." He is a very clever boy. He wanted the cheese and bread from Heidi. Heidi's grandfather gave a lot of cheese and a large piece of bread to Heidi. And on the first day, Heidi shared it with Peter and he wanted it on the next day. Peter wanted cheese and bread from Heidi on the next day. So he asked her, "Can you give me your cheese or can you share your cheese and bread on tomorrow? Then I will spare or then I will not hit greenfinch." Peter promised not to hit her only if Heidi would give him more cheese from her meal the next day. She promised that she would. What did Heidi promise? Heidi promised, "I will give you some cheese and bread on tomorrow also, so you don't beat greenfinch." Okay, I will read the paragraph once more. You please listen. Heidi sensed the delicate situation and the danger both for Peter and the God. She quickly gathered a bunch of sweet-smelling leaves and then holding them under greenfinch's nose, said coaxingly, "Come, greenfinch, don't be naughty." The God turned towards her and returned to safety. Heidi shielded her from Peter when he lifted his stick. Peter promised not to hit her only if Heidi would give him more cheese from her meal the next day. She promised that she would. Okay. Let us move on to the next paragraph. The day came to a close. Day came to a close means it is the evening. It It is the evening. Heidi was gazing at the blue bell-shaped flowers. Heidi was walking here and there. There are blue bell-shaped blue bell-shaped flowers. That means in our field also, at the banks of the small stream, we can see that a blue bell-shaped flower. We are saying it kakapool. Then if you watch closely at the fields, you can see a blue bell-shaped flower. Heidi is grazing here and there around the blue bell-shaped flowers. She suddenly shouted, Peter, Peter, look, what did Heidi do? Heidi shouted, means called him loudly. Peter, Peter, look here. The high rock up there is red with the flame. The high rock of the mountains, it is red with the flame. F-L-A-M-E, flame. F-L-A-M-E, flame. The high rock, behind the high rock there is a flame. There is large flame. There is red with the flame. That rock is red with the flame. And a beautiful fairy snow. A beautiful fairy snow. The sky, the fig trees, everything is on fire. That means she looked at the horizon. It is a horizontal place, and she looked from the mountain ranges to faraway place, and then the rocks, the fig trees, and almost all the places were covered with the fire. All the places were covered with the fire. She is seeing it for the first time. Heidi is seeing this side for the first time. The high rock up there is red with the flame. The beautiful fairy snow, the sky, the fig trees, everything is on fire. Everything seems to be on fire. She looked there, and to her, everything seems to be in fire. It happens at sunset every day. Heidi called out for Peter, 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 look here, look there, that everything in that rock, fig tree, then the surroundings, the snowflakes, almost all the things, look, it is on fire. It seems to be on fire. It happens at sunset every day. Peter is, for Peter it is a usual sight. For Peter it is a usual sight, but Heidi is seeing it for the first time. Heidi is feeling the sunset for the first time. She is experiencing the sunset for the first time. So Peter said that it is a usual sight here. It's a usual sight here. It is the usual sight of sunset, sunrise and sunset. Sun rises in the east in the morning and sun sets in the west in the evening. At the time of dawn and dusk. D-A-W-N, dawn means morning, early morning. Dusk means late evening. Okay. It happens at the sunset every day. It will also happen tomorrow. It will also happen tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. It is a usual sight here. Explained Peter. Explained to Heidi. E-X-P-L-A-I-N-E-D. Explained. E-X-P-L-A-I-N-E-D. Explained. It happens at sunset every day. It will also happen tomorrow, explained Peter. We just go home. Don't bother about that. It's a usual thing here. It's sunset. It's the time of sunset. And let's go home now. They started on their journey back home. Journey. J-O-U-R-N-E-Y. Journey. J-O-U-R-N-E-Y. Journey. That means they are now returning to their home. They started their journey to their home. Journey back to their home. It happens at sunset every day. It will also happen tomorrow, explained Peter. We must go home. They started on their journey back home. Grandfather, as usual, was sitting under the fig tree, waiting for his goats to return. Grandfather sent two goats with Peter and two of his goats with Peter and Heidi. So now he is sitting under the fig tree. Where is grandfather now sitting? Grandfather is now sitting under the fig tree. He is waiting for his goats. Grandfather is waiting for his goats. Grandfather, as usually, was sitting under the fig tree, waiting for his goats to return. Heidi ran to him. On seeing his grandfather where he is sitting under the fig tree, she ran towards him. She means Heidi ran towards her grandfather, towards him. Heidi ran towards him, full of chatter, explaining him the natural wonders she had seen on the mountains. She is full of wonder. She is chattering. monkeys are usually chattering. The sound of monkeys are described as chatter. Small children are also chattering. The children of your age, that means Heidi's age, they are also chattering. That means they are making so much of sound. Chatter boxes. Some children are we are calling some children as chatter boxes. ChatterBoxes. Chatter boxes. That means they are making, we are saying in Malayalam, Kalabila sound. Kalabila. That means Heidi ran towards her grandfather. She is experiencing their sunset and all these things, the natural wonders and all these things for the first time. She is experiencing these things for the first time, but it is usually happening at the mountain ranges. It is usually happens at the mountain ranges, and the people who live in mountains experiences the same thing on every day. The people who is residing or staying at mountain ranges experiencing the same thing on every day, but for Heidi it is a new experience. But Heidi is experiencing these sights for the first time. So she is in full excitement. Seeing her grandfather from far away, she ran towards him and explained, like a chatterbox, she is explaining the things to him. The natural wonders, grandfather, when we go towards the mountains, we saw a lot of flowers from there. I picked some of them. Then greenfinch happened to fall from the rocks. Then Peter followed greenfinch when it began to leap from there, and he catch hold of the hind leg and then saved the goat. And after that he tried to hit greenfinch. Then I rescued or I shielded greenfinch from Peter. Okay, she is describing all the things from the very morning to the evening. From the very morning to evening, she is explaining the things to her grandfather. Heidi ran to him full of chatter, explaining to him the natural wonders she had seen on the mountains. She excitedly wanted to know reason for many things. Children are in the habit of asking questions. Children are doubtful. They are in the habit of asking questions about new things. She is asking so many questions. Grandpa, why these flowers are looking like this? Why did greenfinch wanted to leap out from there? What may happen if it fell down from there? And like that, she is always asking. She is asking so many questions to grandfather. She excitedly, excitedly. Next word is excitedly. 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 That means with full of excitement. She is in full excitement. She excitedly asked many questions. She excitedly wanted to know reason for many things. When the children is seeing the goat, why the goat's legs are like this, and the children are like when an elephant is going on a lorry, what may be the questions of the children? Why these elephants? Why the elephant did not walk? Why they are carrying the elephant in a vehicle? And from where they are bringing it, or from where it is coming from? And like this, so many questions are asked by children. Children are in the habit of asking too many questions, or they wanted to know the reasons for everything. They wanted the reason for everything. How the sun look look red color in the sunset. Why is it a usual happening here? Did you see it before? Like that, here Heidi is in full excitement and she wanted to know the reasons for everything. And she is asking questions to her grandfather. She wanted to know why the sun made all things seem on fire. She also wanted to know at this time of sunset everything everything seems to be on fire. Or what is the reason for that? Everything seems to be on fire, and what may be the reason for that? Heidi is asking so many questions to her grandfather. Okay, let us stop here today and continue the last part in the next class, and I will read from the very beginning. Okay, please listen to the text. 47. Heidi got up the next morning to the sound of a loud whistle. The golden rays of the sun made everything in the hut look golden. She recollected where she was when she heard her grandfather's deep voice. She had come to stay with him on the mountains. Heidi jumped out of bed and changed quickly. She climbed down the ladder and ran outside. Peter was there with his flock of goats and grandfather was bringing two of his goats from the shed. She ran and wished them all good morning. Do you want to go with them to the mountain? Asked her grandfather. Heidi jumped up in joy and said yes, but wash and tidy yourself first. The bright sun overhead will laugh if you remain dirty. See, I have made everything ready for you. Heidi ran to the large tub of water. She scrubbed herself clean. Meanwhile, grandfather called Peter inside and told him to open his main bag. Open it, said the old man. He put into it a large piece of bread and an equally large piece of cheese. They were double the size of Peter's. His eyes widened at their size. They were for Heidi to eat. He then said to Peter, Heidi cannot drink milk directly from the goat as you do. From the goat as you do. Take a bowl and see to it that she drinks 2 full bowls of milk. Take care of her. She should not hurt herself on the rocks. Heidi was ready. Grandfather said to Heidi, when you come back, go right to the tub, for if you run about like a goat, you will get your feet dirty. Both set out along with the lively goats. The goat ran in all directions. Peter followed them, whistling and calling, swinging his stick to keep them together. Heidi, surrounded by flowers, picked many on her way. Peter said to Heidi, don't fall over the rocks. Your grandfather has asked me to take care of you. We have a long way to go on the topmost peak. An old willow place sits and pots. They both climbed some distance. When Peter put his back down and stretched himself on the ground to sleep, Heidi sat beside him, enjoying the beauty and the stillness of the peak. The clouds seemed to have faces like her friends. Suddenly she heard a loud harsh cry overhead. Looking up, she saw a bird larger than any she had seen before. It wheeled round and round, wings spread in wide circles, uttering a shrill cry. Peter, Peter, wake up, she cried aloud. The great bird is here, look. Peter watched it as it flew higher and higher before disappearing behind the mountain head. Peter now called the gods. He ran among them, enjoying to see them nibble the juicy stems. Peter took out his meal and laid it open. He milked the goat in the bowl for Heidi. Heidi shared her meal with Peter, which made him happy. Heidi wanted to know the names of the gods. Peter knew them by heart. Turk had big horns always ready to fight. Greenfinch was slender, agile and dexterous. White snowflake was delicate and plaintive, which made Heidi put her hands around her. All of a sudden, Peter ran hastily after the gods. Heidi followed him. Something was amiss. He had caught sight of inquisitive Greenfinch leaping in the direction where the gods fell to great depths below. Peter leaped just in time to seize one of her hind legs. Greenfinch struggled to free herself. Heidi sensed the delicate situation and the danger, both for Peter and the goat. She quickly gathered a bunch of sweet-smelling leaves and then holding them under Greenfinch's nose and said coaxingly, "Come, Greenfinch, don't be naughty." The goat turned towards her and returned to safety. Heidi shielded her from Peter when he lifted his stick. Peter promised not to hit her, only if Heidi could give him more cheese from her meal the next day. She promised that she would. One day, the day came to a close. Heidi was grazing at the blue well-shaped flowers. She suddenly shouted, "Peter, Peter, look! The high rock up there is red with flame. The beautiful fairy snow, the sky, the fir trees, everything is on fire. It happens at sunset every day. It will also happen tomorrow," explained Peter. "We must go home." They started on their journey back home. After grandfather, as usual, was sitting under the fig tree waiting for his goat to return. Heidi ran to him, full of chatter, explaining to him the natural wonders she had seen on the mountains. She excitedly wanted to know reason for many things. She wanted to know why the sun made all things seem on fire. Okay, let us stop here today and let us have a look at the new words from this part. Okay, look here. The first word is hastily. H-A-S-T-I-L-Y, hastily. Then followed, F-O-L-L-O-W-E-D. Say the spelling and the word F-O-L-L-O-W-E-D. Followed. Next word M is A-M-I-S-S. Next word leaping, L-E-A-P-I-N-G. Leaping. Next word write excitedly. Once more, you please listen. Hastily followed, M is leaping, depth, seas, struggled, gathered, shielded, flame, explained, journey, excitedly. Okay, the most important thing and the first and foremost thing is reading test. Text reading is very important. I am every day I am telling this, and you should read the text so many times, then find out underline the tough words for you, and then write the tough words in your rough book and write it 10 or 15 times. Then it will be very easy for you to read. Okay, and in the previous weeks we are on Zoom classes. We can meet in Zoom classes and we can discuss the grammatical topics. Okay, this is all about today's class, and let us continue in the next class. Thank you.